Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's Adrian from Draft Time, and welcome to another Sleepers, Value Picks, and Studs video. We have a 5-game slate tonight. There's also a 4 p.m. game if you want to do the all-day slate, but this is for the main slate, which is tonight at 7 p.m. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you the top lineups that are generated by using our lineup optimization tool, which you can access on drafttime.com. Again, you can sign up for a free 7-day trial and try it out. So before I get into my top picks, I want to go over an injury that you need to keep an eye on. There's not a whole lot of pending injuries right now, but one that you do need to keep an eye on is the injury to Malcolm Brogdon. If he does in fact miss the game, then that's going to add a lot of value to Aaron Holiday again, who had a pretty big game last game. And also you want to maybe consider picking up Jeremy Lamb if Malcolm Brogdon ends up missing the game. But anyways, let me go ahead and get into my top value pick for FanDuel. And that's going to be Aaron Baines at $4,100. We're projecting him to score 25.72 fantasy points on FanDuel. Now, he's getting the start again. There's no DeAndre Ayton tonight. He's going up against the Warriors, who are a below average team defensively. He's averaging 24.5 on the season. He's kind of been slumping a little bit lately, but the opportunity is there. He's averaging 30 minutes per game in the last 3 games that he started. So at $4,100, to get a guy that's averaging 30 minutes a game when he does start, and he's averaging 24.5 on the season, I think he should end up scoring right around that tonight against the Warriors. Now for DraftKings, my top value pick is going to be Willie Cauley-Stein. He's $4,500, and we're projecting him to score 29.01 fantasy points. He's averaging 28.3 over his last 5 games, and he's averaging 34 in his last 2. He's getting minutes in the high 20s and low 30s, and he's been blocking the hell out of shots. He's been playing with confidence. He's going against a below average Suns defense, who give up the 8th most fantasy points to opposing centers. I think that, DraftKings just hasn't really adjusted his price accordingly, to how he's been playing lately. So huge value with Willie Cauley-Stein. Now, my top stud tonight is Giannis, no brainer. He's going up against Atlanta. He's 11,600 on FanDuel, and he's 11,300 on DraftKings. And we're projecting him to score 61.31 and 61.82 on FanDuel and DraftKings respectively. The Hawks give up the most points to opposing forwards, and they have no one on that team who could guard Giannis. I think he's going to have a field day against them. Now, I know this game does have blowout potential, but that being said, the Hawks have managed to keep the games somewhat competitive at home. Most of their blowouts have been on the road. But even if it is a blowout, he could give you 60 points in 3 quarters. He's done that before. So Giannis, no brainer. He's my top stud tonight. Who's my top sleeper? Well, my top sleeper for FanDuel is going to be Duncan Robinson. He's $3,600, and we're projecting him to score 17.17 fantasy points. He's only averaging 18 over his last 5, and his last game was a dud game. He only put up 10.3 fantasy points. But this is a guy who could get hot from 3 any game, and he can score in bunches. He's already had a 46.6 point fantasy game earlier in this season, along with 3 other games this season where he scored in the 30s. If he has another game like that while basically being min-priced, he's $3,600. He can hit 10x value and pretty much break the slate open. Now, I know that Indiana is a really good team defensively, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he could shoot it from deep. He makes contested threes when he gets hot. The downside to that is he could be ice cold tonight and have another dud game. That's why he's my sleeper pick. Now, my sleeper pick for DraftKings, this is a deep sleeper. It's going to be Bruno Fernando, of the Hawks. He's a rookie from the Hawks, and he's been getting the start lately, but he hasn't been very productive. He's $3,000 on DraftKings, so he's min-priced on DraftKings, and we have him projected to score 15.14 fantasy points. He's a min-priced starter. You don't see that all too often. Also, Alex Len is doubtful. Now, the downside to all that is his production has pretty much been non-existent this season. Now, that being said, he could see some more minutes if this game is a blowout. He could see some of those 4th quarter minutes. And if he gets you, a few blocks, a couple rebounds, and a few dunks, and winds up with 30, you're in really good shape, and you could pretty much break the slate open. And even if he only scores 15 points, it's not going to kill you because he's only $3,000. So he's my top sleeper for DraftKings. All right, now with all that being said, let's go ahead and run the lineup optimizer for FanDuel. Okay, let's come over here and click on generate lineups. So for FanDuel, we got Kendrick Nunn, Chris Paul, Chris Middleton, Devin Booker, Kelly Oubre, Giannis, Barry Parker, John Collins, and Aaron Baines. Okay, now let's go ahead and run it for DraftKings. So for DraftKings, we got Devin Booker, D'Angelo Russell, Pat Connaughton, Kelly Oubre, Giannis, Al Horford, Willie Cauley-Stein, and Aaron Baines. Okay, so those are the top lineups. If you wanted to come over here and lock in Bruno Fernando, you just come to the little search box here, type up Bruno, and then you could lock him in, and then you could choose generate lineups, and now all these lineups are going to have Bruno Fernando locked into it. So that's just a feature I wanted to show you guys. But anyways, let me know what you think of my my picks, and good luck to everyone tonight.